I lived in the city of Gary, Indiana, and I became homeless. And not having anywhere to go, a friend of mine invited me to come over here to Chicago because he had been living here for the last 2 or 3 years. And I went and stayed with his family for 3 or 4 days. And I wound up at 2 other homeless shelters here in the city. And the thing that happened was I had gotten sick. I spent 7, 8 days in the hospital. And from that, the doctors told me that I needed a clean environment from what had happened to me and everything that had been going on with me physically. And, you know, traveling around the city, everybody always talked about Olive Branch Mission, but at the time, in 2006, 2005, 2006, previous, it was a seasonal shelter. You say from maybe October 31st, November 1st, until the end of April was how they accommodated the men's shelter. Fortunately, thank be to God, when I got here, without knowing it, it wound up being a year-round shelter and everything. And then talking with some of the guys that was on the trail with me, they told me, ooh, you need Olive Branch, you need Olive Branch. It's a clean facility, it's spiritual based and everything, and the environment is good for a lot of people. And then they started telling me about the different programs that they had at Olive Branch Mission. I've been here 9 years. I first started out as a shelter aide. I first started out as a shelter aide. What I did at that point, I assisted the staff in anything that was needed in the shelter, making sure men had showers at night, making sure that everybody in the space that we resided in, that everybody was clear of the space when dinner was served and everything, made sure everybody in the shelter took showers, cleaned, you know, just did whatever it was that was necessary, or what staff asked me to do. I did that through 2006, the remainder of 2006, 2007, and then in February 5th, 2008 was the date of my hire. And they hired me to work as security over at 6310 South Claremont. I did that, if I'm not mistaken, for 4 years, 3 years, 4 years. I was security, front desk security over there in the Mission. And then I became case manager for the men, giving them resources that they could use so they could become productive citizens in the community. Once again, led them to housing, jobs, any type, making sure that they were able to get their Social Security card, driver's license, because there's a lot of things that the city offers. And we as an organization have to make sure that when they come and they have a need, that we provide it for them. Then I moved to 2115 Front Desk Security. That's an apartment complex, and it's one of the apartment complex for those who are re-entering society again. Many different reasons that they come through that apartment building, but I was there for, I guess, 1.5 years, working front desk as front desk staff, making sure everybody signed in, signed out, making sure that there was nothing, no type of crazy going on in the building. Well, if an emergency arose, I had to be first one on spot. So I mean, and it was one of my coworkers, and I hadn't thought about it forever, but she called me the gatekeeper. And if you understand that, that brings a lot of responsibility. And then I think in October, November of 2014, I moved over here into the administration building. And I've been here ever since. The vision is, I can say, is God ordained. and to know that in what we do, it takes very special people to do what we do. To encounter a lot of the people that we serve, I can really and truly say that a majority of America would not interact with them. There's different names that they could have for them, but the one that sticks out in my mind is very undesirable. And the thing that we are taught in coming in is that we have to realize that Jesus coming to earth and as a human being, he encountered everybody. He touched so many lives. And back to the story about Jesus when he had the 99 and he was, ministering to him, but he realized that the one was still lost. He stopped interacting with the 99 to make sure he could go and get that. So he could go and get that one. And, the time that I've been here, there's people that we've encountered that nobody else, as I said before, would interact with. And these are the people that we as an organization go after. I think about my story and how I was at a place that I just felt, I knew I had family, and I knew that they loved and they embraced me, and regardless of what I had done, they would never turn it back on me. And thinking about it, I was doing myself more harm. But when I got here and the love that was shown to me, how they encouraged me on a daily, that's the thing that brought me back to where I needed to be. And we here give condemnation because we know that that's part of life. But as an organization, we give more love than anything because of the situations that we come across, that the people have been through. We understand and know that it's the love that they need. It's the encouraging word that they need. It's the embrace from an individual who understands, also who knows and cares about what it is that they're going through. The chapel at the Olive Branch Mission, where Pastor David E. Bates, on a regular basis on Sunday, twice on Sunday, we have an 11 o'clock service and then we have a 7 o'clock service. The 11 o'clock service is full of fire, but I'm more captivated, I'll use that word, by the testimonies that we receive from the people that we serve. And the good thing is that we are an organization, and these are the people that need to be embraced, because regardless of the state of mind that you're in, regardless how you enter the doors, we embrace you. The worst thing in the world is that you've had a hard day and you come to a place that's supposed to be caring. And you have people, well, it's just a number, let me herd you in. It's not like that with us. And then it has to be genuine. It has to be genuine, the people that you interact with, the people that you give service to. It's a blessing because we have the 7 o'clock service, and you would be amazed, even though they might be going through a rough period in their life, it gives them the opportunity to give all praise and glory to God for who He is and what He's doing in their lives and what He'll continue to do in their lives. Oh, you've got to be a disciple. To me, you learn more that in the will of God? The answer is never no. There might be situations that arise that you just don't want to be bothered with, or you don't think that you should handle. But again, in the will of God, the answer is never no. Because it makes you think about, and this is what I base it on, it makes you think about, what if Jesus decided never to go up on the cross? What if he had not given up the ghost? What if he didn't lay in the grave Friday, Saturday, and on early Sunday morning, getting up again? If he decided not to do that, it makes you think, where would I be? What opportunities would I have missed? What really have I neglected myself of? And being in the position that I am, you learn that first, the vision that God has given to your pastor, you have to embrace what God has ordained him to do. You have to learn that you need to follow him. And regardless of what it is that he is giving, we might not understand it, but because God has ordained it, we're to be the disciple that God has asked us to be, and embrace everything that our pastor, our leader, has presented to us. So I mean, with me, is being a discipleship. That is a very serious thing. obmission.org. obmission.org. You can go on the internet and find us, and you can do it via internet. But I think more to get involved if you come to 6310 South Claremont to see what it is that we do and know firsthand how it is that we're trying to impact the community in which we're in. Your heart is something that'll be affected if you come to 6310. You can go to the internet and see exactly what we do, the services that we give and everything, how we serve women, single women, women and children, how we service men, how we have a youth program for those that are 18 to 24, how we have LTO, Life Transformation Opportunity. It's for those who have been addicted to drugs and alcohol, and it's spiritually based and just want the chance to get their lives together. And 6310 South Claremont, Chicago, Illinois, I think that's where a lot of people should come to see exactly what it is that we're doing. And on Sunday, Sunday service that we have every week, 11 a.m., they would get a better understanding of who Olive Branch Mission is, what it is that we're doing in the community, and how we serve the people here in the city of Chicago. We have women, single women, women and children. Is for those who have suffered a hardship in their lives. We have a department for men. We have, again, a youth program for 18 to 24, troubled youth. And then we have Life Transformation Opportunity. Life Transformation is for those spiritually based who have been addicted to drugs and alcohol. It's a 9 to 12 month program, and what it does is that you're going to get, because of it being spiritually based, knowledge of the Bible. I know that they have meetings, they have the different little meetings, they have classes that they give, they have community meetings, they do outings and everything, and all of it is spiritually based. The youth program is for those 18 to 24 who have had trouble, and we know that population is kind of hard because they're transitioning into manhood. And the parents sometimes are not agreeing with the things that they're doing. So we give them the opportunity where we're at to come and get themselves together. Resources are given, job fairs, a little bit of everything. Women and children and men, we have two different facilities for the women and children. And the single women, we have a facility for the men, and what we do is that we provide housing for them. And what I mean by housing is that instead of them having to be on the street for a 24-hour period, they're able to come into our facility, get a hot shower, have a good hot meal, and get rest. And that's something that is more needed than anything. And again, throughout the organization, what we do is that we provide services for the people. We never know exactly what it is that they need, but when they come through the door, whatever the need is, we make sure we provide. Then we have different nationalities that come through the doors of Olive Branch Mission. And discrimination is something that we can't do. Discrimination, because of when you think about the population that we serve, which are the homeless. It's just, if you could think of it, if you can imagine it in your mind, know that we have served and we have helped individuals from the different aspects of life and the things that they've encountered and everything. So it's limitless in what it is that we do here at Olive Branch Mission. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. When I thought that, or when I felt like that, I just didn't have any life left in me. When I found myself addicted to the drugs and alcohol, and that became my life, coming here and being embraced by the organization, being embraced by the staff, being able to have availability of the president and CEO, Pastor Bates, coming through at unexpected times and giving, just an encouraging word and taking time and just really having a conversation, to know that he was able to do that, to know that God has blessed me to be productive again, to do the things that I'm doing in my life and everything. Gainfully employed. I went back to school. I'm getting my degree in college and everything. And knowing that I went through everything that I did and came out good, it enables me to know that it might not be the mass that I affect, but throughout what I'm doing, if I can get a person here, if I can get a person there, to encourage them and to allow them to know that even though it's a rough place in your life right now, never give up. Know that God has a better plan for you, and because of what God has done in my life in the last 9 years, truth be told, I have no other choice but to do what I'm doing. I think that in being here in the past 9 years, this has been one of the best times I can say I've had in my life. And for those that know nothing about Olive Branch Mission, you need to find out about us. We happen to be an organization on the south side of Chicago that's doing things. It's often said that we happen to be a well-kept secret. But for the lives that we affect, we aren't a well-kept secret. And we may not be known the way other people think we should be known, but I know that you can encounter people here in the city of Chicago, because regardless of where I go, I always see somebody that Olive Branch Mission has helped. And to get into a conversation with these people, to know that we impacted their lives, is rewarding to me.
If you know of a ministry that we need to know about, please give us a call, 888-641-8606, or take a look at our website, revelationstv.org.